Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Kenny the Star Maker Bolin, and this is finally another edition of the Bolin Alley / Star Maker Bolin show. And I might be here by myself tonight because I have not really heard anything out of Coltrane, so I don't know if he'll be joining me tonight or not. And I was informed a day or two ago that this is Nerd Night. It's Nerd Night, and Bobby the Bangs Hazelwood will be participating in Nerd Night tonight. And this is our first show in quite some time with no special guest other than me. So we're here to basically answer some questions, have a good time. We're trying, Eunice's family is moving into a new home as we speak today. That is the goal. They have her mother, Eunice's mother, works 6.5 hours away from home. And for her to be able to come home cost her about 5,000 pesos every pay period. So she's only been coming home once every 6 weeks at 5,000 pesos a pop. So they got offered a reasonable price on the home they're in now. I think between repairs and what we paid for it, we're taking a little bit of a hit, but we're also getting a decent buy on a real good house. 2 stories, made very sturdily compared to what they're in now. We're going to be saving a little money on some repairs that needed to be done to that house. The people that are buying it were happy to do those repairs. So we are looking to put them in this better house. So we're in the process of moving today, but we haven't raised the money yet to pay the mover. We got the down payment on the house. A good portion of the truck is paid for, but we still need to raise about another total of $80 to pay the people that are moving here and to pay for the transportation of the truck and to pay them to move them from one house to another that is about 2 hours away from where they live now, because the mom just got a promotion, Eunice's mother. I think they think she goes by Kathy is what they call her. And so that was one of the primary goals we're working at today. We do have a few families that said they could use some rice assistance, some project assistance. You know, those are much smaller amounts. We're looking at, $20 to $30 a pop on those, on the 25 kilograms of rice and the school projects. And many of these people have to get these projects done before they will be allowed to graduate. So for those of you that'd be kind enough to even make small donations, every little bit adds up. The goal tonight, if we could make 120 tonight, that would be decent. That would get us in the right direction. About 80 of that needs to go towards helping Eunice's family move. And I told her one way or the other, we're going to do our very best to get it done. So if some of our regulars that we haven't heard from in a while, if they have the ability to, I know Team Maker is waiting on getting something done. I don't know when he's going to be able to help again. He's more or less, I guess, kind of between jobs right now and waiting to get a couple of things done. Michigan Mike might be in Vegas now. I know he said he was going to Vegas. I don't know if he's made it yet or not. So we got Michigan Mike floating around out there. We got the Team Maker floating around. Good Chris seems to step up every time we need him. So if he's out there listening and knows what we're facing, that's what we're trying to get done tonight. TC from the NC's in here tonight. Let me take my phone off my charger so I can try to keep up. And I'm mainly going to be answering your questions tonight. I would much rather y'all tell me what you all want to talk about. You can't tell me something until you actually do. One of the Filipinos we help says, "Daddy, can I ask you something?" Not until you do. Let's see here. Let's see. Yeah, apparently Duterte was arrested at an airport in Manila today, or early yesterday. So Mr. Manila is Mr. Duterte, at 79 years of age, was arrested for committing over 10,000 crimes against humanity, because he had a tendency not only to go after drug dealers, but drug users. No court system, no rehab. And if he didn't kill them, which he admitted to doing, he would hire people to kill drug dealers and drug users. No court system, no nothing, and motivate people to do so. Kind of trolling bad people to go out and do bad things. Sadly enough, that happens. Let's see here. So I was getting a couple of words from Eunice's mother there about the process of their move today. And there we go. And so to way to show how well you like this channel and how popular you might think it is or is not, is making small donations to help us raise money for our Filipino families and memberships like TC from the NC's got. We really appreciate that as well. And let's see here. Yeah, it does definitely look like the word is spreading. Now, getting those people to donate and to get memberships sometimes is another story. But we're working on it. We working on it. I mean, hell, man, my old buddy Dutch Mantel's channel, I think they got 130,000 subscribers. And I have don't see a lot of donations over there or memberships. I don't even know if they have memberships, to be honest with you. Not that I know of. Now, Facebook is only going to be here for just a few minutes tonight. Good old Facebook. And that'll be here for just a few minutes. And yeah, I know we were away. I'm getting messages that we were away for a while. Yeah, our last show was Thursday. We didn't do anything over the weekend. And I thought about doing a weekend show, but man, I've just been so tired lately. Even though I'm drinking these protein shakes every day. They claim that after 2 or 3 weeks of those protein shakes, you get more energy and you feel better. My energy level has not been at the high. Just so wiped out lately between doing the day job and trying to keep up with our Filipino families and their needs. Because just because we're not doing a show doesn't mean that we're not helping people. So you know how that works as well. So feel free to ask your questions. Feel free to let us know what's on your mind. A lot of people are very upset at Tesla for multiple reasons because Elon Musk owns them. He's been getting protested out the ass. He is wanted. I think it's in France. They want to arrest him there if he has the nerve to come to France for campaign interference, campaign fraud interference, something like that. Interfering in their presidential elections over there. If he goes to France, they will arrest him. So guess where he won't be going? He won't be going there. Just like Duterte coming back. They arrested him coming back from Hong Kong today. I think they said he was in China. I think they said Hong Kong. And he came back to Manila at 79 years of age, and they arrested his ass, which they've been threatening to do for quite some time. But the Marcoses weren't really saints either. And I say that before I go. So what do you do? So like I said, I can't answer your questions unless you ask them. So let me know what's on your mind, and we'll go from there. It is 9:15. Facebook, we were going to give about 10 to 15 minutes. And so, yeah, some of you inboxing me want to know why I was gone for so long. And, well, things to do. Birthday's coming up. I had a 99-minute call with Social Security today. Got some good things done there. Thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Randy spread the word for us. We are trying to raise a minimum of $120 today, a minimum. 80 of it's got to go to help Eunice's family move. And the reason we're doing that because Eunice's mother is having to rent a place to live 6.5 hours away so she can work and earn take-home pay of 23,000 pesos a month. She gets paid 30,000, but unfortunately, they take 7,000 of that in taxes. And if she comes home, it costs her 5,000 pesos round trip to come home. So 12,000 of her 30,000 is gone if she comes home once every 2 weeks to visit her kids. And her kids are young. Eunice is 18 as of November 29th, same birthday as Dutch. We've got her sister, Leo Ryan, I think they call her. That's how I read it. Leo Ryan, I think, is either 12 or 13, I think. And then she's got a little brother that's about 10 years old, give or take. And Eunice has pretty much become a single mom, raising those kids and going to school for her senior year of school, trying to graduate and everything. And it is not an easy task. So at least this way, they don't have to rent a secondary place anymore for the mother to live. She can live at home. Mom can help take care of the kids, get them up. Hi, Eunice, talking about your story there. Um, your life's pretty tough right now, Eunice. Yeah, I know I snap at you from time to time because it seems like my help is needed a lot. And we do have a lot of people on here that we try to help. But you've been dealt a tough hand. And getting you moved into a better home, a safer home, one that's actually got a real roof on it, real stairs. And I saw the pictures. It looks like a pretty nice place. Certainly way better than what you're in now. We only have to make 18 payments of which your mom can easily make with her paycheck. I think your mom said 4,000 pesos a month, 45. Well, if you're making, and plus she just got a raise today and a new promotion. She gets to move 4 hours closer to where you guys used to live. So if you want to visit family there, you have the way to do that. And so, like I said, if you enjoy the show, you enjoy what we're doing, you believe in our cause, even $5 donations from as many people as we have watching the show tonight goes a long way. And so let me check and see if we do have any donations as of yet. I don't know if we're going to hear from the Michigan Mikes or because I want to buy a new bag because her school bag is broken. I only put okay. We have J9E needs a school bag, and those are normally about $15. So add that to the list of what we're trying to raise. So J9E needs a school bag. We got a few families needing 25 kilograms of rice. I think I read at least 3 of those. And we need to raise about another $80 so Eunice's family can get moved. I think the house they're actually moving into is about 2.5 hours away. And thank you, Jambi. I appreciate it. And, so we're going to do the best we can on here, hon. We got, looks like we've been floating between 200 and 250 people watching the show. So we appreciate that. And we do have a lot of new subscribers, but that means a lot of new curious people that don't know a whole lot about what we are, what we do, what we talk about, what our causes are. And, so we just do the best we can with what we got to work with. And generous people donate and non-generous people don't. That's just the way it's always been. And so we just chug along, do the best we can. Bob and I try to make up the difference if we come up a little short. Bob makes more money than I do, so sometimes he makes up more than I do. But like I said, we do the best we can for our Filipino families. I'm going to let Facebook stay open a little bit longer. Oh, I haven't checked to see if we got any donations yet. Might help if I do that. Let's see here. Well, we have a donation here from... Who's that? Is that TC from the NC? That looks like one of his donations there. That is TC from the NC. TC from the NC's made a $10 challenge. So is anybody watching the show, if you really care about this show and the people that he tries to help, match my $10 donation. Thank you, TC. We appreciate that. Randy Macho Man Satterley says, surely to God, some of us can give up a dinner to do a $25 challenge and help these families out and to help Eunice's family move. Thank you, Randy Macho Man Satterley. We appreciate that. $25. And then my sweet friend, Nicole. We don't get to see her in the chat room that much because she's got a very busy work schedule, works her ass off, and still makes time to help our families out. $20, $30, $40 a pop every time she does it. We appreciate you, Nicole. Don't think we don't. I hope you're able to watch the show and see we love you and can't wait to have you back in the comment section again. So thank you, Nicole, and the Macho Man. So we have a $10 challenge from TC from the NC, $25 challenge from Randy Macho Man Satterley. I don't even know if he likes that nickname or not, but that's what I gave him. And $20 challenge from Miss Nicole, Naughty Nicole, as we know her. Let's see. Oh, for those of you that don't know, and I think a lot of you do, I did Rico's show, Styling with Rico, and I did his show. We recorded that, I think. I did a doubleheader Thursday. I did Rico's show, then a half hour later did my show, and Had a good time over there. And believe it or not, we never really got to all the John Cena stuff. We talked about so much other stuff. And Rico and his partner were very impressed with what we do over here. They were very complimentary of me. Rico's co-host didn't know much about me. I didn't know much about him, but we've become pretty good friends since that show. He's a class guy. And oh yeah. and we're getting some hellos from some new people in here. We appreciate it. Thank you very much. And if you have a membership, you get to ask any question that you want. If you have a membership has its privileges, and you can get a membership for as little as $3 a month. It's actually a little bit less than that, but who's nitpicking over pennies? I just got an email that says, if you have dementia, I probably do. So we'll delete that one. Reddit sends me stuff every day. Normally barely ever read it. Most of the Reddit stuff I get is about YouTube TV and baseball. Get that a lot. But yeah, it looks like we've been floating between 198 and 253 is kind of what we're floating between there with the new subscribers that we got. And what we did, a little unique and a little different, but what I did is the logo that you saw for the show tonight, for the meme, the BS Incorporated logo, and the badges that Bob has made. We sent that to everybody that follows me on Facebook. This was pretty much a Facebook promotion. And I wrote everybody that I knew, including some of the trolls, and sent it to them and said, hey, would you put this in your, because the one main troll I thought would help me did not. So no reason not to. He just didn't. But we sent it to everybody we knew, including a few of the trolls. And said, would you please put this in your cover picture to promote what we do here now that we're incorporated, and let's promote what we're doing. And if anyone asks you what that logo's about, tell them what we do over here, and ask them to subscribe. That's the best way they can help us, is to like and subscribe. And I think I've got 12 or 13,000 combined followers on Facebook. And out of that 12 or 13,000, we got close to 5,000 of them, maybe a little bit more, subscribed. So that's still under 50% because we sent out the emails with Bob's help. Well, not an email, but a messenger message, like an email, I guess, same thing. And we still got less than 50% of them to do it. There wasn't any reason for them not to. I mean, what do you do with your cover pictures anyway? Promote what we're doing over here, and let's help these families out. If you're following me, apparently you like what we do. We've got roughly about 12,000 followers on Twitter. But those people could be assholes because those are Elon Musk people. So we didn't even really bother to push that over there. I think we had a few of them do it. But I didn't send it, but it's maybe a few. Maybe 10, 15 out of the 12,000 followers over there, 11,000, whatever it is. Used to be over 12,000 until I started blocking all the Trumpers and Elon people. But you think I get messed with on YouTube and Facebook? Look at Twitter. 12,000 followers, and you can make a post over there and get 2 likes. And someone else will make the exact same post and get 50,000 likes with a tenth of the followers. So tell me I ain't getting messed with. Dr. Bill Irwin with a membership there. Thank you, Bill. That's how you do it. That's how you do it, Dr. Bill. Appreciate it. Now, Randy paid for a membership, but for whatever reason, it doesn't give him credit for it. But he sent me the receipt where he got it. And so I don't know. I do not know what the deal is. But very upset about how the market's going these days. For those of you that have any money in the market, it has not been good recently. It has dropped several days in a row. Hey, Mary, how you doing? Nice to see you. And we don't have a lot of women that watch this show. And I'm good to the women. I don't know why that is. Maybe we just don't talk about stuff that women want to talk about. Maybe that's got, we got pasta tart, and we got, most of the Filipinos that watch the show are women. Just a handful of young men watch the show. Justin and his brother, and Eunice's brother, and a few others. But most of the young ladies over there are the ones that speak the best English and represent their families. Even over the older members of their family, they speak the best English and are able to relay to me what their needs are and what we can do to help them. And within reason, we do the best we can. There's Malali, Malali, however you want to pronounce it. She's watching on Facebook. And that's why I'm leaving Facebook open a little bit longer tonight. But the ways you can really help us, guys, is like and subscribe. And if you really like what we're doing over here, get a membership. You can get them for as little as $3 a month. And as we've said, if every subscriber we had donated $1 a month, we would never have to ask for a donation again. We would have way more than enough money to do this. Our 501c3 through our incorporation allows us to make as much as $50,000 a year under the current fees that we have paid. We don't anticipate breaking that. So make my day if we did, but I think that with the help that we get from Anthony Scaramucci, we're going to be reapproaching our sponsors now that we have that. Especially with Arby's. Arby's has been a great partner here recently. Two Rivers has been a good partner. Bear Nose has. Carrabba's we don't go to as much. But now with the new things that have changed, I think we're going to make a new approach to Carrabba's. Fish House is a local business that has 4 locations, though, and they do very well. And I swear, if you find any fish better than the Fish House, you've done something. That is some real good stuff. I'm going to be visiting a new place tomorrow. Not tomorrow, but Thursday. That has Firehouse Fish. And I'm anxious to try that. And that's going to be like a pre-birthday meal, the Firehouse Fish. They're known for their chicken. I'm not going to mention them yet because we haven't negotiated the deal yet. But we are loyal and longtime customers to this place. And but they're one facility. There's only so much they can do, much like the Fish House. They have 4 restaurants. And some of the restaurants are really struggling these days. It's tough to stay in business because food and everything has gone up so damn much. It's tough. Let's see here. 2 Rivers, it might be a little ways before we get back out there again. I had to cut my brother off totally due to some horrible things that he was trying to do to Mexicans in his neighborhood. And then he found out he's half Mexican, secret that had been kept from him since 2012. And thought maybe if he knew that was his family he was trying to deport, or at least like if you fuck with Cherokee Indians, I get a little irked about that. So, I wasn't born in a teepee or anything, but, I do lay claim it to the heritage and don't like to see the people mistreated any more than they've already been mistreated. So, and I get it. When somebody's born in Ireland, they really push their Irish heritage sometimes too much on people. I try not to do that because I don't know what it's like to live off the land as a Cherokee Indian. I don't go that far back, and hell, my grandmother and grandfather barely do. They never lived that type of lifestyle either. But the great grandparents, many of them did. And so, what do you do? How do you see? Well, I can't really answer that question until you get a membership or make a donation, because that's the premises of the show. Membership has its privileges. And that's why we don't keep Facebook up here very long, because we have a lot of freeloaders that want to ask free questions and stuff like, they're not supporting the show when they do that. We don't really make all that much off of views. Last I saw, I think we get $5 for every combined 1,000 views. Now there's supposed to be a new ad revenue campaign for people that watch commercials during our shows. And there's been talk of YouTube inserting live commercials during live shows. That'll be popular. So if you don't have their premium, they're trying to force people to get their premium service. I get it. You do what's good for business, but I'll be happy to read and answer your question if you make some type of reasonable donation to help us with our families, because we only have the 3 donations so far. Last I looked, and they were challenging other people to donate, and not one person has accepted those challenges yet. So, yeah, but that's the premises of this show is, and the reason for this show, for those that don't understand some of the other words we use, is to help these families out. And I have 32 years experience in the wrestling business, 17 years experience in the podcast business, and know a little bit about everything, especially a lot about pro wrestling, and have worked with just about everybody that you watch on television. Not everybody, but a lot of them. And we also have the autographed pictures that we're going to be auctioning off here very soon. John Cena Sr., who was on back-to-back shows last Tuesday and Thursday, one of them did better than the other one. And because we went head to head with Trump, well, I guess everybody loves to see a circus and a sideshow. So we didn't do as good on that show, but we did pretty good on the second show. And the donations were pretty good on the second show, but it doesn't take long for that money to go away when you help as many families as we do. And we keep accepting new families like idiots. And well, no, it's not like idiots. We just try to help as many as we can. And the more people we accept, the thinner the pot becomes. You know, you just can't do as much. If we were only helping one or two families, then it'd be great for those one or two families, wouldn't it? So Jeff, I've told you how to get your question posted and answered. And if you would like to do that, some of you always want to tell me how poor you are. Well, you're not any more poor than the people that we're trying to help. If you have a real roof over your head and something to walk out on your floor other than dirt, if you have a refrigerator, if you have electricity, if you have food in your refrigerator, you've got it way better off than most of the people that we're trying to help. If you went out to eat anytime over the last 30 days at a restaurant, fast food, I mean, you know, it's like I told the host on Rico's show. Any of the people that we're in here helping today, my worst day ever would be their very, very best. And that's just how I try to look at it. Anytime I think I've had a shit day, I haven't, because I don't know what a shit day is. And I've had some real bad, ugly, nasty days, especially going back to my childhood. And when I think back to those days were pretty good to what a lot of these people have to deal with every single day. So there you go. And if that don't motivate you to do something, $5, $10, whatever it is you can easily afford that doesn't put you in the poorhouse, I don't know what does. And people are people. People are people. I don't see borders and I don't see color. If I would lived in Texas and someone was coming across that border and they were hungry, I would do my goddamnedest to help them, regardless of where they come from or what their color is or what their nationality is or what their sexual preferences are. It doesn't matter. They are people. And I know some of you out there just think because you were born here that you've got the right to wish people not to be here. I don't get that, because most of us came from somewhere. I've got more claimant to hear through my family heritage than a lot of it. But then again, I'm also, I'm half Cherokee, half German. Well, I don't think my German heritage lays much claimant to this land. But yet here we are, and my father's still here. His father came here and died, but his father stayed in Germany. So I don't know. Maybe I just see things a little bit differently. So we'll see how bad you want your questions asked. So TC from the NC has earned the right to ask a question. Nicole has made a donation, has earned a right to ask a question. I have no idea, Dr. Bill. I have no idea. And Randy Macho Man Satterley has earned the right to ask a question for your donations. And hopefully somebody will accept your challenges and how to get us a lot closer to where we need to be tonight. Oh, boy. Well, that's going to be very difficult, and I told you I would be good for 3,000 of it. So you might have to owe somebody 2,000, because donations have not been that great on the show so far. Period. So somebody might have to wait till you get paid. You can't be upping how much I can send you during the middle of the show that the donations have not been that great on. I cannot make your house any better yet, because I still got people we're trying to get food to. That's going to be down the road. That is not tops on our list. I'm sorry. There's not enough money to handle that problem. Mayla Lee was wanting to see if we could help fix her house and make it better. Not yet. TC, do you think, well, he paid his money. He got his membership. He made a donation. Do you think Miss Elizabeth will ever get in the Hall of Fame with the circumstances that happened to her death? I I think she personally, if it were me, yeah, there was some shady things that went on in the background of her life, and especially tied in with the Lex Luger situation. Macho Man treated her like shit pretty much from the day they met. She told me that herself. I knew her in her very younger years when she lived in Lexington, Kentucky. And when Macho met her, and I'll tell you this story. This is one you may or may not have heard. When Macho met her, she was what they used to disrespectfully call arena rats. These were the girls that would show up at the wrestling matches looking to hook up with a wrestler. And that's how they viewed Miss Elizabeth. And she, at that point, I think she said she weighed about 160 pounds, 170, if you can picture her weighing 160 or 170. And this is the story she told me because she already looked like Miss Elizabeth by the time I'd met her. And she said that she met Randy and she was interested in him and liked his persona and his image, even though Randy didn't have much at that time. Randy, when she met him, was living in an apartment, sleeping on a mattress on the floor in Lexington. He had nothing, so she wasn't after him for his money. This was in his very early days. And he told her, he said, if you lose 50 pounds, clean yourself up a little bit, come back and see me. And clean yourself up by, I mean, pretty up, put makeup on. I guess that's what he meant. And that is what he said to her when he first met her. So a lot of women would have been highly offended by that, flipped him the bird and never saw him again. She went, lost the weight, improved her look, looked like $1 million, and she came back and he wanted to be with her, but still continued not to treat her very good. And those of us that knew the situation, none of us really liked Randy very well. And that's, and you know my opinions on Hogan for his racism, but he didn't like Randy for how he treated Miss Elizabeth. And Hogan wasn't known as the best treater of women either. So it's got to be pretty bad when Hogan thinks you treat women too bad. I don't think he ever called Randy a racist, though, because that would have been covering some ground. And that's why so many people hate Hogan today, for those that know his opinion about his daughter dating a black person. Let's see. What do we got here? This is Mary. We spoke. Oh, Mary, how are you? Oh, this is a thrill. I'm so glad you're here. Love the name that you got there. Mary, thank you for your donation. This is so sweet of you. Glad we get to see each other today. Guys, I got to tell you a little background story. I can't tell you a whole lot because, but Mary was very helpful for me today. I took her call, even though it said it was a spam call. She did not know that. The phone system that she was calling from identified her as potential spam. I'm sorry, potential scam is what it said. But I recognized the area code, and that was an area that I was working in today, trying to book hotels in the Henderson, Kentucky area, down across from Evansville. So I took the call, and she represented my insurance company that I have for my health insurance. But I was about to lose that insurance due to going on Medicare as of this month. And this lady was such a big help to me. She helped me find my Medicare number, which I had not been able to find because they had not mailed me a card yet. And before she got done with me today, she improved my financial situation a little bit through some help that I was eligible for. So she improved my financial situation. I'll just tell you, about $2,200 a year. Like I told my son, if I found that on the porch, I'd be thrilled. If I found $2,200 sitting on the porch once a year, hell, you'd be very happy about that. But this is even bigger. Now I have dental coverage thanks to her. I've never had that before. All I had was preventative. In other words, if I had a toothache, they'd pull it and pay for it. If I had 6 teeth that needed to be pulled, they'd pull it and pay for it. But nothing for dentures, nothing for replacements, anything like that. Now I have $3,500 worth of dental coverage that'll even pay for dentures if I want. Well, I just have to make the time to get it done and do it right. And my brother has $500 dentures that he got from SureFit. And I said, how do you like them? He says, they sure don't. Well, I would think $3,500 dentures would be a lot better than $500 dentures. And on top of that, she now has me vision coverage that I've never had before. It would pay for my eye exams, but it would not pay for my eyeglasses. And what she did for me today, I now have vision coverage that will pay up to, God, I think it was $500 towards my vision for glasses. Never had that before because I've always had to buy my own glasses, and I'd go through Zini Optical and places like that and get $30 prescription glasses. How you doing, Patty Clore? And so, Mary, I am so thrilled that you made it in here tonight. You told me you would. I set the show up tonight to make it where if you were a subscriber, you'd be able to get through. So this is one of our brand new viewers tonight, and she told me today she was going to be watching the show. And hun, I greatly appreciate it. And we were on the phone a long time. As y'all know, I'm pretty talkative. And we talked for 1 hour and 39 minutes. And I told her, I said, I don't know how you do this job. I said, you're very good at it. You have to read a lot to stupid people like me. And I could not do your job. And I said, how long is your average call? And I'm looking down and I'm seeing the clock says 1 hour and 39 minutes that we've been on the phone. But I asked a lot of questions. So that was my fault. And she says the average call is about 40 minutes. I said, well, I guess that's on me then, isn't it? I guess I caused this problem. And but we really got along good. I plan on keeping this lady in my life for a long time. At least I now know what her YouTube name is. And thank you for the donation. You didn't have to do that, and you were kind enough to do so. And if everybody watching this show tonight donated $5, we could get a lot done in here. A lot. It doesn't take good Chris from up north donating $40, $50, and $75 a pop. If everybody donated, like I said, if everybody that was a subscriber donated $1 a month, we'd never have to ask for a donation again. And it would cost everybody $1 a month. I think everybody's got that. But no, thank you so much. And I'm so glad you got to watch the show. And you helped me a lot today. My son was the next person I called bragging about what all you got done for me today. Vision coverage, which I've never had. I can now get good eyeglasses that I can see out of. Dental coverage, which I needed desperately. I need to get that done soon and get that scheduled and then get that done. And then that little supplemental hit there for wellness food. That's a big help too. And I greatly appreciate everything you did. And I want my audience to know how much I appreciate you because you helped me a lot today. And I hope everybody that you help is as appreciative to you because you spent a lot of time to make sure I understood everything and knew what you're going to be doing for me in the future through the supplemental insurance with me turning 65. And you were a huge help. And I just want you to know that. Feel free to say anything that you like. And that's why you didn't have to donate. You really, but I appreciate you did. You set a nice example for new people that might be watching the show. And I dare any of you new people to match her $5 donation. Let's see who will do it. All righty. Let's see if anyone else has donated after me telling everybody how great that lady is. Let's see. You've got... Oh, well, thank you, Jeff. Well, Jeff, very, very kind of you. I guess I got to go back and read Jeff's question here in a minute. I'm lost on how to PayPal donate. I'll do. Okay, no, Jeff, it worked. I've got your donation. Apparently, you figured it out. And it looks like we got a $10 donation here from somebody from Venmo. Well, guys, I might have to switch glasses. Thanks to Mary. I'm going to get me some good ones here before long. Now, all my stuff to... Patty Stephen. Thank you, Patty. That's Patty Clore, my old high school buddy. Thank you, Patty. Patty's made a $10 challenge. And we got a $35 challenge from Jeff Sanford. He says, I matched the $25 challenge and raise it $10 out of Jeff Sanford. So... And he uses his real name in here, and there's his donation, so I ain't making it up. Oh, I keep forgetting the camera's over there. There it is. Little blurry. I can't get right up on it there. It wants to focus on other shit. Bada bing, yeah. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Well, and I wasn't trying to be a dick to you, but see, once I answer one or two people's question for free, then you're supposed to answer everybody's for free. And you see what we're trying to do over here. So here we go. And Mary, once again, I cannot thank you enough for what you did for me today. You were such a huge help. And that's continual help. I mean, that's $3,500 of denture coverage I guess every year, $500 of vision coverage every year. and then that supplemental income of $2,200 a year's every year. So the gift that keeps on giving, we will say, the gift that keeps on giving. Throw my other glasses on. It takes the glare out of this monitor that I look at. So, and for those of you that are new that are watching the show, I look straight ahead because that's where the questions are, up on this 65, 70-inch monitor here. And then my camera's over here to the far left. So when I think about it, I look over here to look to the camera. But when I'm reading your questions or looking at the screen, it's straight ahead of me, about 2.5 feet away. So, Star Maker, how do you see The Rock, Cena, Cody script working out? Well, who said it was a script? I thought they were all shooting on each other. How long will Cody stay the face? And why is he? Just to placate the Dusty lovers. Well, there was a lot of people that think they're very smart to the business that thought it was going to be Cody to be the one to turn heel. I did not, because I thought it was too obvious what direction they were going in. Now, the only time I had a clue that John Cena was going to be turning heel, he gave me 2 clues that apparently his own dad did not pick up on, because his dad told me he was fooled. And John does not tell his dad everything he's going to do. He likes his dad to be surprised. And he was. Let me get a drink of Pepsi here. I love my Pepsi. After my surgery, I can't have those for probably about 6 months from what they tell me. The clues that gave it away were the way that John handled that first press conference when he said, I'm going to Royal Rumble, and I guess that was Royal Rumble, and I'm going to win, or Elimination Chamber, or whatever it was, and I'm going to win it. And I've been with this company 25 years, and I got to get mine now. I've given. Well, in my opinion, they've given to you pretty good. You're a 16-time world champion. You're now a movie star making $40 million a year. You've been given pretty good. Do they owe you to be the most times reigning champion? I never put a lot of stock in that. I got more respect for the guy, if this were all a shoot. Who do I have more respect for? The guy that won the world title when he was 25 and kept the title till he was 35 and held the title for 10 years, kind of like what Bruno used to do. San Martino and Bob Backlund, I think, held it for quite some time too. Do you have more respect for the guy that wins the belt one time and holds it for 10 years, 15 years, whatever? Let's say 10 years, 15 long time. I think 7 years the record, 7 or 8, something like that. Or for the guy that in a 25-year period had the belt 16 times. Because what I used to point out when people would brag, well, I'm a 15-time world champion. Well, you know what that means to me? That means you've lost it 15 times. So you can be had, son, and you've been had a lot. So you better be on your A game when you come down there to the Louisville Gardens to take me on, because you lost 15 times. Be ready for 16, bitch. And that would be my approach to that if somebody wanted to brag to me about how many times they've won the world title. So I think when I hear he's been champion 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, or whatever the record is, well, that's pretty damn impressive when a guy's got a belt that long. That means he's awfully damn valuable to the company. He's very valuable all over the world. But I think the world champion should be treated more like a world champion. He shouldn't be on TV every week. He shouldn't be losing his damn belt every 6 weeks or 6 months or whatever the case may be. Roman Reigns had it, way over a year, I think, maybe 2 years. And those days seem to be gone. But the world champion should represent your company all over the world, in cities and towns all over the world where wrestling is important to them. Bombay, India still loves wrestling. Australia still has Melbourne that still loves wrestling. Perth still loves wrestling. South Africa, places in Africa still love wrestling. There are places the world champion can go and represent your company, whether the TV crew is there or not. You can send a cameraman there or use their own TV crews and promote your world champion traveling the world. And then he has X amount of dates that he does in the United States. That's what I think a true world champion should be. Otherwise, you are the United States champion, the intercontinental champion, which I guess if you're intercontinental, you'd mainly go Canada, Mexico, and United States. But if we keep pissing off Canada and Mexico, we might not be welcome to have as many matches there anymore. I never thought I'd see the day that Canada would not like us and that our president would not like them. Never saw that one coming. So, and then I'm going to get to the Miss Elizabeth thing. Well, I think I've covered the Miss Elizabeth thing fairly well. So let me dissect this a little further, because he did make a nice donation. $35 is a nice donation. How do you see the Rock Cena script working down? Because what should have been done there, Cena did it right. Cena didn't hang around for no post-game conference. Cena didn't smarten anybody up. He turned heel, gave the look, got on the plane, went to Africa. I think Africa is where he went. He's also been working in Hungary on a movie as well. And he didn't talk to anybody, and he shouldn't have, because people were supposedly shocked. I covered it on the show with Mr. Cena, how I hate these fake ass reaction videos. WWE, and I will stake my life on this, WWE is handpicking, if not paying fans to give those stupid ass overreactions at ringside, because it's the same 5, 6, or 7 people every show. And now you're seeing these horrible ass shitbag actors look for the camera to perform to. How would you know a damn camera's on you if you're so shocked at what you just saw in the ring? But now they're looking for the camera because they've been told when to react, how to react, and make it look good. And then these people that film themselves watching shit to react to it very badly. But stupid videos attract stupid people. And then I see these staged videos all the time. It's so obvious. I know bad acting when I've seen it. I've seen it for 32 years in the business. And then long before I got in the business and long after I was out of the business, I've seen my fair share of bad acting and bad performances. And these staged ass videos that people think are real. And that's why wrestling is still successful, because people still want to believe some of the shit they see in front of them is real. That's why I don't have a bunch of belts around here. I have the things that are important to me. The briefcase that I hit a lot of big names with, the crown, because I started calling myself the king when I was 14. And, well, really wasn't me that even started it. It was my classmates. I don't know if Patty remembers this or not, who's in here, because the girls obviously weren't as much into calling me king as the guys were. But they called me that because I was such a fan of wrestling, such a fan of Jerry Lawler, such an impersonator of Jerry Lawler, that they called me the king from the age of 14. And plus, I was real good at kickball. That's where the king of kickball came from. So I always took it an honor to be called king. And I said, one of these days, I'm going to do that. And that was my goal. I wanted to be a wrestler just like Jerry Lawler. Well, by the time I got there, Lawler hadn't shown any signs of going away. So when Nick Gula says, I'm going to make you the next Jerry Lawler, I said, no, I don't want to be the next Jerry Lawler. I want to be the Jerry Lawler version of managers, the Jerry Lawler version of commentators, because he doesn't do either one of those jobs. And he's a great heel commentator, but he doesn't do much heel commentating. By the time he got to the WWE, he did all this puppy stuff, which I was not a fan of that, because I knew how good heel Jerry Lawler was. And he's as good and believable as any man that ever sat behind a microphone. I don't know who would be better. And I think I'm pretty good, but I don't know who would be better. He was great at it. Cody, let's see. How long will Cody stay face? Well, I would say for the time being, he's going to be face for a while. This is just my guess. I don't think it's got anything to do with Dusty. I don't think it's got anything to do with Dusty, whether he's heel or face, because that makes the story even better. How could you bring this shame to your deceased father? The love, the respect your father had, and look at you now. It makes an even better story if he turned heel. So I don't think Dusty would be the reason to turn him heel, because it'll make it more believable if he did. The disgust he would bring to the family. So no, I don't think that's got anything to do with it. The heel face thing, like for those of you that haven't watched the Rico show that I did with him, that dropped on Sunday night. It dropped late Sunday night, about 9 o'clock, I think. For those of you that haven't watched that show yet, we told the story about how I had to beg Jimmy to let Rico be heel. Jimmy didn't think he could do it, and Jimmy thought he was losing the most popular babyface in the company, maybe ever. And we thought we could make him the most hated heel. Maybe not ever, but a pretty damn good one. We thought that, and we got our way, and we proved ourselves right. I think Jimmy will still admit that to this day, whether he likes me or not. He has to admit, me and Rico thought he could do it. Jimmy didn't think he could. And then the first television show we did with Rico as a heel, to where I was the only one that would pay any attention to him and catered to him when he was injured, Jimmy said, he's yours. You know, y'all got this. And I respected Jimmy for doing that, because a lot of times he gets pig-headed, set in his ways, and, you know, that's how shit goes. So, I think I answered your question pretty good, just to placate the Dusty Road look. No, I don't think it's got anything to do, because the story would even be better if Cody turned heel. But this was not the time to do it, because they've made it too obvious that The Rock was trying to turn him heel. Not many people were looking for the Cena thing, and the two things, and I still didn't tell you the second thing that tipped it off. I mentioned it on the Cena show, but for those of you that didn't see that, the overreactions of John in the corner, where he was overselling his happiness of Cody saying F you, Rock, which I thought was great. Some people said they wish he hadn't done that, hadn't used the F word. I'm glad he did, because they didn't bleep it for a change, which means the network was in on it. The network knew to let that go. So they knew. And it had never been done in the history of WWE television on purpose. There's been some accidental curse words get through, but to blatantly let the F word through on WWE television, even during the Attitude Era, that never happened that I know of. Yeah, there was some, hell, they blurred the birds. If Stone Cold flipped the bird, they were blurred. Stone Cold Steve Austin would be the only one that could get by with telling somebody F you. Did you ever hear him do it? No. So it was the perfect time and place to do that. Obviously, it was scripted, for those of you that like to know, because the network let it go. So the network had been cued as to what was going to happen. Sometimes you just have to apply common sense to this, and it will answer its own story, or its own question. Well, I wonder if they knew. Well, of course they knew. It got through, because if they didn't want it to get through, it wouldn't have, especially as blatantly as it did. The good thing is that they didn't go overboard with more curse words. One was enough. Sometimes you can do too much. But watch Cena's reactions. For those of you that want to watch it, the camera was strategically placed not only to get Cody's FU, but to get John Cena's overreaction of how thrilled he was what Cody was doing. He was overselling, which told me what was going to happen. But for most people, they thought Cena was extremely happy that Cody was standing up to The Rock. But I knew what was going to happen when I saw the overreaction. I've worked with Cena and known him off and on for 25 years. So that told the story and of what was coming. But what Cena did that was so good was that look. We've never seen Cena give that look before. And I don't know where he had it at. I don't know where he had it stored. He hadn't had to use that in a long time. He didn't even use that in OVW, but it was very, very good. And the other performance I thought was good that I heard criticism for was Bianca Belair when Jade Cargill hit the ring and she was locked in the cage, couldn't get out to help her partner. I thought that was very good. And y'all going to think this is a bit cheesy and funny of me to admit this, but I had, there's nothing like showing up an hour fucking late.
Guess who has two thumbs and forgot that everybody else does daylight savings time? This guy.
You don't hit your like and subscribe button. I got to turn my volume up because I haven't needed it today.
What?
My volume is at its rock bottom. Speaking of rock bottom,
that thing so many damn times.
So you reset and you're still. So that explains why some of you don't get notifications. If the co-host of the show does not get notification that we're on the air, we actually peaked at 277 tonight. I think we got 216. We got 216.
That was the number when I first jumped up.
Yeah, you're killing the numbers, Coltrane.
Hey, that was before I got on. You know that. Watch all the numbers just start climbing and climbing and climbing.
Yeah. And let's see. Here's Mary. Now, that's not the same Mary that I answered the question for, though, is it?
Yes. I don't know. I heard you right before I got on.
Era's a pretty name. I like that name. That's a pretty name.
Oh, it is.
And there's let's see. I had my insurance lady pop in here a little while ago. I'm trying to see where I put her. There's Jeff's comment. Here it is.
You ain't doing cartwheels.
Yeah, this is Mary, and I told the story. Mary saved me a shitload of money today. Mary got me $3,500 worth of dental coverage that I've never had, $500 worth of vision coverage, and an extra $2,200 a year supplemental for me to spend on wellness things, electric bill if I need to spend it on, whatever. And very helpful. And it was a phone call I'm glad I took. And that young lady was very, very helpful for me. Patty sent a donation from good old Oldham County. So it's one of my old high school buddies. Patty Clover
saved you some money.
What's that?
What was the name of the lady that saved money?
Her name is Mary. She has a different name in here. Let me throw her name back up there. And she's watching the show for the first time tonight. And I was telling her the story because we were talking about each other's voices. She has a very unique voice as well, and very professional voice. And we were trying to guess each other's age based on our voices, but she knew mine because she was calling me about supplemental Medicare.
Bit of a cheat.
So she had a pretty good idea what mine was. Now we don't have any other donations after that great story. And let's see, there's a name I haven't seen on Facebook before. How you doing? And Jeff made a $35 donation. I totally understand, King. You're one of the good people. Well, I try. Contrary to sometimes unpopular belief, but no, I try. I do the best I can. And don't try to brag too much about what we just do what we can with what we got to work with. I wish I had, maybe not the money that he's lost lately, Elon Musk. And I tell you what, people, because I got corrected on something about my views about Elon Musk and me telling people don't be torching his damn Tesla plants and everybody torching all these Tesla cars because insurance is paying for that. But here's what the goal is. And I didn't have it explained to me this way before. They said the goal is to make his cars uninsurable because once they're uninsurable, you can't sell them anymore. So if the plants keep getting attacked, if people keep vandalizing the cars and they keep blowing up on their own, between his own F up, I don't know why I'm cleaning the language, his own fuck ups. And then people hating him for what he's trying to do to the government to enrich himself. And it's backfiring. His stock has dropped over 50% since Noodlehead won. And his stock has dropped over 50%.
Numbers right back up now.
What's that?
The numbers went right back up.
There we are.
What this pain was all about.
They wanted to see with the Coltrane.
Choo, bitch.
Did my donation not show up? Well, let me look. Oh, here we go. Blake McChristy, $5 donation. That California money. There it is. I didn't see it, man, because I was staring at the camera telling a long ass story. Thank you, Blake. Blake, do you have a question for your $5 donation? We appreciate it. And
was my challenge met last Thursday?
No, your $100 challenge did, but we did. And they wouldn't let us count your donation as a challenge towards what George Captor did, but 2 other people did later. So we ended up counting your donation. We ended up making $309 on that show. But we did have a few families that we had already paid for, so we did have to reimburse some money. But it did go a long way in helping people that I've helped since Thursday night. And Eunice is moving today. We're trying to make sure that we get at least 3,000 pesos for that. She wrote me and says we really could use 5,000. I said, yeah, I get it, but we're going to be dang lucky to get the 3,000 and still help other people in here needing some help as well. So if every donation we got in here, if that challenge got met, we would have enough to do that. So let me read those donations again for those that have a couple of bucks, or maybe if Good Chris is out there watching, or Michigan Mike, or somebody like that.
Is that your question, bro?
Honey, tell me how much that bag is. Once again, you Filipinos would rather die than tell me the price of something. Tell me how much it costs, and then I will see what we can do.
Well, they'll say it's only.
It's only. Oh, that's the number one thing. It's only. Do you have that much? Then don't use the word only.
Exactly.
How much is that neighbor's car? It's only $5,000. Oh, okay. Well, I've only got 1,000. Now, where are we?
I have friends that they consider broke when they're under like 40 grand in their account. I'm like,
I ain't got no money, man. I ain't got no money. I'm broke.
Broke because I got like $15 in the account, and I got like.
But here's something I've learned though. I learned this recently back when we hit it pretty good on AMC, and we peaked combined. I shouldn't even reveal this number because it was a shitload of money. But what I did find out. How much money do you think? How much cash in the bank do you think you have to be considered in the top 8% of the country with money in the bank? Now, that doesn't mean the shit you own. That doesn't mean stocks. That doesn't mean bonds. That doesn't mean property. Doesn't mean homes. Touchable cash in the bank. What is the number that puts you in the top 8% or above? In other words, 92% of the country got less cash in the bank than you. What do you think that number is?
$300,000 to $400,000.
I would have thought it might even be $1 million to get you into the top 8% or more, maybe 10 million, because there's a lot of rich people out there.
Yeah.
But to be considered in the top 8% of this country with actual cash in the bank that you can touch and withdraw anytime you want, not property, not bonds, not shares, $50,000. 50,000.
50,000.
50,000 puts you in the top 8%. And you can Google that if you want, because that's what I did. That puts you in the top 8% if you got 50K that you can touch in the bank. Or people out there, well, I could sell my car and I can get 30,000, or I can sell my house and profit 50,000, 100,000. You know, a lot of people can't because they're mortgaged out to death on their houses. Because they want to live a certain lifestyle, and that's the way a lot of people have done it. Jim Cornette, his house should have been paid for a long goddamn time ago. And when he told me what his monthly bills were, no wonder he had to work so damn hard. We're not necessarily work hard, but keep busy. And
he has those real high ceilings too, doesn't he?
Not really. Well,
I know he's in.
I do. Yeah, I do. Yeah, well, that attic upstairs. I mean, it's just an old house built back in probably the 50s or 60s, I guess. I think his father bought that house. I don't know if he built it or whatever, but they've been in that house since he was at least 10 years old. You know, same
house he lives in.
Same landline number that he's had since he was 10 years old.
Oh, wow.
You know, still got the same landline number. 245. If you figure out the rest of them, you really wanted to get a hold of Jimmy real bad.
Rain Man.
And but no, Jeff with the $35 challenge there. We appreciate that. Well, 85% of people couldn't survive. Oh yeah, Dave is pretty well right on that. He guessed 10,000. Now, to be in the top 8% is 50,000 or more.
That blows.
And but he's right. 85% of this country, give or take, cannot survive 30 days without a paycheck. Do you have 30 days comfort in the bank? It's over 85% of this country does not have enough in the bank to survive 30 days without a check. Blake guessed 45. That was pretty damn close.
That was 10 times higher.
Yeah. But no, I would have thought it would have been $1 million. If I'd had $1 million untouchable in the bank, I wouldn't have thought I'd be in the top 8%.
Well, I was surprised that in some states to be in the top 1%, it's only like 450 grand, 500 grand. In Mississippi, I think it's 300 grand.
Really?
Top 1%.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you showed up tonight, because sometimes he shows off, even though sometimes they say, well, we like to see you do one by yourself every now and then. I don't know why, because I just sit here and lecture to people for an hour. So I don't get it. But let's see. Is everything quiet out there tonight? Is everything quiet?
Seems to be
pretty quiet.
Was the last one.
What's that? Okay, all right. So due to the large numbers that are watching the show right now, and donations have not been horrible. Randy just texted. In other words, Jimmy's number is public knowledge if you want it.
Pretty much. Just find any old phone book.
Randy, don't be a dick. Don't be a dick, Randy. He just wait, I never told him that. So he didn't have to because it's public knowledge. You should have saw Jimmy the time that when his address was public knowledge and mine was not. Because people were trying to find me, but he went to Jimmy's house trying to find me. I live in a damn apartment. Jimmy said, how'd they do that? Well, goddamn, Jimmy, all you got to do is just type in your damn name and there it is. So
I'm shocked. The fence or just push it right open because it was broke.
There you go. Yeah. Okay, all right. Yeah, he told me how he found it. Okay, yeah. Well, not even I. The man has wished me and my son dead. Not even I have revealed his actual address and his phone number because I'm not the total dick.
Yeah.
Because I've had it done to me a lot.
You actually have a heart.
Yeah, there's people watching this show now that have tried to let everybody know what my phone numbers are and where I live. And I normally say, well, you know where I live, motherfucker? Come on over and knock on the door and see where that gets you. I've done that before, too.
Move, y'all.
So far, nobody has knocked. Do not put him in the chat. No, I'm not, Randy. I'm not putting that in the chat. Oh, boy. So, well, speaking of Cornette, it's little Jimmy LeBeau, the little bastard son of James Elizabeth Cornette. If I can guess,
on the show last or 2 weeks ago,
I get a pass from the donating tonight. Do you have your dad's phone number? I would say you'd be the one he'd made sure didn't get it. You'd be wanting that child support money.
What do you want, you little bastard?
Yeah, I think we peaked at 277 tonight. We got 236 right now. So that it's been going up and down.
They dip in and out.
They dip in and out. Let's see here. Yeah, we've been trying to improve little Jimmy LeBeau's employment situation. Believe it or not, my ex-wife is even trying to help out with that. She thinks she's got a pretty good opportunity for him. And so we hope all that works out. Little Jimmy, are you meeting me at that? Now, don't name the restaurant. We don't want a big house. We don't want the trolls showing up. We don't want the trolls showing up to have dinner with us. But are we still good for dinner on Thursday night? We got that special place we're going to for Firehouse Fish. And
should just say Golden Corral and watch all the fools.
Yeah. I haven't been there. Yeah, I haven't been there since before COVID.
Really?
I've got 23 dinner. I got 23 dinner for two cards sitting over here that Mike signed. Well, Mike passed away. The manager of Golden Corral at that time, I forgot what happened, but he died at a young age. He was younger than me, way younger than me. And he died a 3 years ago, maybe 2 years ago. And I've got 23 cards he signed over here, good for dinner for two. So I need to reach out to Golden Corral and say, in Mike's honor, I don't need these for myself. We kind of got burnt out on Golden Corral. I'm sure the menu's changed a little since then, but pre-COVID, we were going to Golden Corral 2 and 3 times a week. Yeah. And it was all you can eat, but you
got big eaters, you got to go to a buffet.
Well, and we take the wrestlers there. I mean, one time we took 36 people from OVW. You know when I took 36 wrestlers there? Was when Jimmy's mother passed away. So I took 36 people to Golden Corral under the intention we were going to get free soft drinks for the wrestlers with their meal. Mm-hmm. No. The manager came over and comped everybody's meal. Wow. He said, just take care of your waitress. Do you know what the waitress's tip was that day?
$400.
It was well over 300. Oh, well over 3. I think they averaged $3 a head. Hey, give or take. What's that?
I said, hey, Jamby.
Little Jamby's in the house. We appreciate it. Yeah, I've kept Facebook open much longer tonight. If I guess the last word, yeah, there you go. I should be game for that. It'll be around like 4 tops. That's one of my favorites. Oh, there you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Thursday. I probably can't get free till after 4 o'clock myself, just in case I'm needed for hotel assistance or something like that. The Trump economy. Going to lower those gas prices and egg prices on day one.
Having a very good go of it, is he?
I'm going to stop the war. I'm going to stop the war on day one. Well, guys, I hate to say I told you so, but Joe Biden ain't looking so bad now. Other than he was old. Well, guess what? Now we got another one.
Same age now.
Just a tad bit younger. Unless they do think Elon is their president, and that's not going so good either.
But no,
what protesters are trying to do, though, is they're trying to make his cars uninsurable, and that kills his market. If you can't insure the car, you can't sell the car.
Now, at the Heart concert here in Phoenix, Arizona,
I heard you were at that thing.
Yeah, they were showing like a through the years type of thing, like a photo collage.
Yeah.
And they got to about 2021, and they showed Elon Musk's picture. The entire food in Phoenix, Arizona.
The entire arena at a Heart concert.
Arena booed. Yes.
And it's not like they were at Kool and the Gang concert. That was Heart.
Exactly. I mean, I believe we were the youngest ones there. There were just white hairs all over the place.
Yeah, I liked Barracuda, and I like Magic. Magic Man was one of my favorite songs.
Yeah.
I love the instrumental was my favorite part. I was a big instrumental guy.
What song creeped Ann Wilson out and she didn't like to sing it?
You'll have to help me out because I can only name just 2 or 3 other songs.
It has to do with a hitchhiker.
I don't know.
All I want to do is make love to you.
Okay, and she didn't like it. Yeah, okay.
Because it's about picking up a hitchhiker, nailing them, and basically nailing
the hitchhiker and hightailing it down the road.
And it was originally written for a man.
Honey, I would love to help you with your house, but believe it or not, your house is about 10 times better than a lot of other houses that need help. So it would be a ways before. Now, if the 201 people watching right now donated $2 each, we could probably fix your house, but they're not going to. They're watching the show. All they got to do is donate $2 or $3 each. We can fix your house easily, but they won't. Or the 10,000 subscribers we have, 10,100, whatever it is. Donate $1 a month. We can fix a lot of houses, and especially in the Philippines. Never have to
Blake
donate.
Not in this country or what?
Blake is it says CA, so that is that's Canadian money. Yeah, that's Canadian money. And did we answer Blake's question, right?
Not the one about Trump pulling our economy and oncoming traffic, but I mean, I guess he kind of did.
Yeah. Oh, and then picking the fights with Canada. Never have we had a president ever pick fights with Canada and Mexico.
50% tariffs now.
Canada's come back with 100. They ain't gonna matter.
They already signed that declaration that they got rid of all American spirits and beer.
Clean those shelves. I watched them do it, and they raised and they put a 25% tariff on electricity for like 4 northern states, with more to come because that's only one province did that. The other province is doing it's going to get all the northern states.
Oh, that was what's his name?
Brilliant man.
Chris Farley. Ford or something like that. Something Ford.
That's never a good look, is it?
No.
Nope. Still no more. Well, let me read the donations we do have. But nobody has accepted any of the challenges yet. Okay, we have we'll start from the top. TC from the NC, $10. Randy Macho Man Satterley, $25 challenge. Naughty Nicole, $20 challenge. Patty Stevens did accept the $10 challenge of TC from the NC. Patty's my old high school buddy from out in Oldham County. And she challenges anybody to make a $10 donation. $35 donation from our good friend Jeff, who we went into great detail to answer his question. So we have 35, 45, 65, 85, 90. We got 105 in the house. That is enough to finance Eunice's move. So now we got to cover a bag for her school. Once I get my tax return, I'm pledging a $200 Well, I'm going to ask you one question, Cam Moron, aka Little Jimmy Little. Can you easily afford that? Because if you can't, I don't want you to do it. If you can, that's another thing, and that's a huge help. And who knows? Maybe I got a big dog out there somewhere. And plus, we'll have that tax exemption number by then, so you can write it off on your taxes if you go long form, I guess. But that's very sweet of you to do that, man. I appreciate it. Your father would never do anything like that. So
put 35 cents worth of shake and bake coupons in there.
yeah. Well, steak and shake, not shake and bake.
There you go.
Even though these days it might be shake and bake. I don't know.
I just bought a couple of boxes of that.
Shake and bake. Let me give it to you. It's shake and bake, and I helped. and I helped. Oh, Mary, who was in here earlier today, said she recognized my Southern twang. I said, yeah, the one that I don't think I have. I said, you should have heard me in 1984. 1984, people from Chicago and Indiana would call the office and say, when's that Kenny guy coming back up? We want him to come see us. Why you want Kenny? We like the way he talks. Okay.
You know, I wouldn't even call it a Southern drawl. There's
something there.
Yeah, there's something there.
Yeah. I gather there's something there, but they haven't heard the Southern. The Southern
tell me all the time. Like
the Southern was in the 70s and 80s. I've gone back and listened to old videotapes of me from 1984 on sales conventions and trips, and I'd have my camcorder filming shit. And I'd hear me talking, going, "Yeah, that's been refined a little bit." But
me as a kid.
when you've been in wrestling for 32 years and you're exposed to so many different people and so many different dialects that it fades a little bit. But then again, I have pretty much lived in the South my whole life. You know, if you want to consider Louisville the South, and most people do. The Mason-Dixon line is kind of Cincinnati. And if you're above Cincinnati, you're considered Northern. And if you're below Cincinnati, you're considered Southern. And Cincinnati is kind of the Mason-Dixon line right about there. So it is 10:24. I came on at 9:05. So let's go at least 10 more minutes. That will be, we'll go 13 more minutes. That'll be a 90-minute show. You got to do the Foghorn Leghorn. If somebody will donate, I tell you what we'll do. I appreciate your play. When do you get your taxes back so I can send my tax man over to knock on your door?
I still got a file.
Yeah. Let's see here. I'm not going to ask him how much he's expecting to get, because I might say, and all you're donating is $200. So
$201.99.
Yeah. I'm getting back $201.99.
That's enough for some
pound money. It's pound money. I don't have a problem with it. Let's see here. If we can make another $40 in donations for the last 15, we're going to hang around about 15 more minutes. If we make another $40 in donations combined out of everybody, I'll do some Foghorn Leghorn with 251 people watching the show.
Right.
That's what the number says.
Let's make it happen, y'all. Then you can tell us what you think about boys that don't like baseball.
I could probably do a little bit of that. TC says he'll cover the backpack. I think it's, let me check. I think okay. I asked the store owner. I was close. It's right about $15, because apart from being thick, it looks like it won't tear and it won't get wet when it rains. Well, I got news for you, sweetie. Your bag will get wet when it rains. They haven't done anything to stop. That salesman is really putting one on you, sweetie. I got news for you here, darling. Not only will this bag never rip, it won't even get wet when it rains. Now that's a salesman. I need to meet this Filipino that laid that one on you, and the fact that you believed it.
Won't get wet.
J9E, I know you probably didn't intend that to sound the way it came out, but that is the greatest sales pitch I've ever heard. Young lady, this bag won't even get wet. That sounds like something Nick Goulas would lay on somebody. I got news for you, young lady. You need to get his bag day. It won't even get wet when it rains. Well, that's the bag I want. because it's raining right now. I'm just gonna put this bag over my head so I don't get wet. What I need.
Like on Charlie Brown when they cry, the rain.
You mean they outdrew my show? Yeah, we have outdrew your show. This one, as a matter of fact, outdrew Cena's shows. But they might be looking for follow-ups on what we talked about as well. And
I wonder if I'm homeless or will show up or what's going to happen.
You never know. You never know.
Did my turtle run away?
Well, and I haven't scheduled any. We're going to take care of your bag, sweetie. As soon as the show is over, a nice man named Tyler Cox, we call him TC from the NC. He personally covered your bag for you, so we will get that done. Don't you love all these fake donations we do over here?
Oh yeah,
they're the best.
All the work we have to do to print the receipts and all that kind of stuff, just to fool 4 people.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
And we have that much energy that we want to put into fooling them.
We appreciate you not putting that in the chat, Randy. Randy revealed where he got the number. Train, I'm going to send you pictures of Eunice's new house, and you've seen the old one.
Yeah.
You tell me if this doesn't look like an improvement to you. And if you have a way to upload these, feel free.
Okay.
Because I'm slow as shit. I can do it, but it takes me forever, and I haven't learned how to do it on the Mac. Well, no, I don't guess I have. Yeah, I got to start working on that. But the new place looks dramatically nicer than where they are now. And in all honesty, it's not going to cost all that much more to get them out of the old house that's falling apart, even though we've fixed it a few times.
Wow.
Wow, does your speech to text work that good? Dave, who's that question for?
Yeah, because Kenny's doesn't.
Shut up. Mine works perfectly. You always know what I meant, or something close to it.
It takes okay. Sometimes.
All right. J9E says she's very happy to know that she will have a good bag that will keep her dry for the rest of her life. So that's good. My bag will not even get wet.
Not even wet. You could jump in the ocean and that bad boy just
jump in the ocean and goddamn whales jump out of that bag. It's so dry. They don't want to be a part of it. Barracuda. Barracuda jump out of it. Oh boy. Well, Cam Moron looked up his father's phone number.
You're gonna get that support somehow.
He's gonna get that. Yeah, he's gonna get that $200 one way or the other. He's giving his child support money. I know what he's doing. Did you ever see the picture I took of Rocky Johnson and Lance? Yeah, I have seen that. What's the shame is that me and Rocky Johnson ought to have pictures of us talking, because listen to this shit. I'll throw in a little bonus, and hopefully that $40 in donations we've been asking will come within the next 5 minutes before we have to go. Rocky Johnson was telling me the story about how little his son has done for him. Now that was a story he told me at OVW, and he was bragging about a jacket and some tennis shoes he had. And he said, "My son bought me these." I said, "You're bragging about jacket and tennis shoes?" I said, "I imagine your son's probably bought you a few houses." He said, "Nope, nothing like that." He said, my son actually does very little for me." I'm going, shit, and but I have heard of famous wrestlers in the business that don't do that much for their parents, that obviously have the fucking money, and do very little for their parents, and I don't know why that would be.
Seemed like there was always a little bit of resentment.
I even told my son, I said, I would like to think that if you had 20 million a year, 10 million a year, 40 million a year coming in, that 25 years later, your dad probably shouldn't have a mortgage. and a functioning car you can count on that I didn't have to pay for.
Oh yeah.
And he said, "Well, I would hope so."
That's where my mind.
There's baby girl from the Philippines there. She's still running her beauty contest. I haven't seen the latest numbers lately, But for those of you that still have the link to be able to vote for Mango Jennifer in her beauty contest, feel free to do so. Isn't she a pretty lady? That is Art Gel's mother, I believe. Yeah, that's Art Gel's mother.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Delos.
We see where Art Gel gets her pretty little face, don't we? That's Art Gel's mom there. And yeah, I was bragging about Art Gel on a show not long ago that if I was ever going to adopt me a 10 or 11-year-old girl, there's just something about those eyes and that approach. I could never tell that kid no. I'm just glad. I'm glad I'm not there because I would have no money. Daddy. Yeah. I need a new Jaguar, Daddy. I'm being laughed at school. Well, we're not going to have that shit.
When you got girls, it's right all now. Different.
Yeah. I'll sell this ring and get you the Jaguar. That's what we'll do. All right. Well, it ain't look like those challenges are being met, man. They sure ain't coming. Well, hang on, maybe. Yeah, TC from the NC sent the $15 to cover J9E school bag for her senior year of school. So we appreciate that. She'll never be wet again.
Never.
Got that going for her.
Unless she drops
that. That's one of the greatest things ever. I love it. Let's see. That's a unique name.
Jing.
I guess. You got me.
Ging.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't seen that one in here before tonight.
I haven't either.
And that's Miss Saudi Arabia / Philippines there. Art Gel's mother. Cam Moron. And you know he's bound to have a membership over on YouTube. I don't know what he's doing. He's at least got his membership. Yeah, my speech to text works absolutely perfectly, by the way. Just ask anybody.
Talk like a mess is all.
And so TC ended up doing a total of $25 tonight. He did the 10 and then 15 for the bag. So we appreciate that, and we're going to make sure to get her bag taken care of after the show. Get Eunice's moving situation taken care of because I promised her we would get that to her before noon. Now that the time has changed, it is now the same time here it is in the Philippines, only just moved the AM and the PM. So, and I have to admit that 13th hour fucks everything up. What time is it over there? It's 10 o'clock. What time is it for you? 11. So I always know their time, but that hour throws them off over here. They never know what time it is, whether it's day or night. They're shocked if they see daylight out my window and it's dark there. Well, it's another day. World, you're a day ahead of me, or 12 hours. So what do you do? What does you do? And so let me check the Venmo account, see how we're looking in there. See if we got enough money to take care of the bag. Okay, so there's Venmo. Let me see where we bees on pay. And who knows, maybe good Chris will see the show and can make up that a little bit of that last that we need. We will see. We actually made more in Venmo tonight than we made in PayPal. Let me see how we look in Gcash. Not Gcash, but Cash App. I don't have Gcash. That's where we send it.
Cranking too, like, isn't it?
Unlock to borrow up to $400. Well, no, I don't want to do that.
At 400% APR.
And we got nothing in Gcash tonight. But it says I could borrow up to $400 if I'd like. No, because that means I got to pay it back. No.
Then some.
That's why, and probably then some. Honey Rose says she is preparing for school. Nice to see you, Honey Rose. I hear somebody drinking out of the toilet, and it ain't the cat.
It's not me.
That ain't the cat. So what do you think of the house Eunice and them are moving into today?
That's really nice. Like even the I'm guessing that's the kitchen with the yeah.
Honey, we're still trying to raise more money on donations on the show, but right now 3,000 is about as good as we can do. So I think whoever is waiting for the money can wait till Thursday to see if we can make some more money. Period. You've got the bulk of what you need. And you told me 3,000. So that's what I've done my best to make and still help these other people out. So we're doing our best. Apparently they, in typical Filipino form, they miscalculated their budget. So I think we need what she's requesting is can we raise another $20? So let's stay 5 more minutes. Can we make it? If we can't make it, can we make at least $20 out of the group? And I don't want Tyler to do it because he's already sent 25. So if there's anybody out there combined that's got 20 or $30 to help them get moved and to pay for the driver to move their stuff, and they are going a 4-hour round trip to do this. I mean, it's not an easy chore, and they got a fair amount of things there to move. Jambi says hello. Showed me a picture of her dogs. And what is that number? Oh, he thinks he just sent me Ric Flair's phone number. That's one I'd never use. One I'd never use.
Yeah, I can see what that for.
Jana, unless I was calling him, say, hey, you racist fuck. Might do that. All righty.
Pending divorce.
So we got about 3 more minutes. Kenny talks to his speech to text like an actual conversation. Well, I do, because that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. My boss wrote me today, and it must have been 19 paragraphs, and I just scroll, get to the end, and it's something that happened to him in the hospital. That's why I'm never going to read all that.
Well, have it read it to you.
That's a lot. Yeah, read it to me. You want me to know it's a goddamn bad? I'll listen to it, but I ain't gonna read it. But it was, and he's bitched at me over the years because my texts are too long. I've never sent 19 paragraphs in a text to anybody.
That's an essay,
and that's homework. And I quit doing homework a long time ago. I quit doing homework in the 7th grade. Thought it was a waste of time.
Yeah, it's about sophomore year for me.
You know what? I am an employee of this school. I am here from 7:55 in the morning till 2:55 in the afternoon. That's when my shift ends. There is no homework because I'm not working at home. I work here at school. Home, I'm trying to get the teenage girl next door.
Home's for play, damn it.
Home's play day. Play day. So what do we got 2 minutes to try and make that extra $20 to help her move, but it ain't looking good. Train ain't looking good.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm trying to buy out so they can be a hero on Thursday.
Well, I'm just hoping they move their stuff today and don't try to make them wait till Thursday is what I'm hoping on.
Yeah.
So we're working on it.
You can always donate after the show too, so
they can. Well, like I said, good Chris sometimes doesn't see the show till either early the next day or whenever. We haven't heard from Michigan Mike in a while. We haven't heard from John Paul in a little while. Haven't heard from Edge in a while. But Edge says things have been a little tight at his house lately. So, and then of course, T-Maker is waiting to get something done. But so it might be mid-March before he's able to do anything. So we got a few good people out there. We're just waiting on their situation to get to where they need it to be able to help us out. And then of course Cameron's pledge would be nice whenever he gets his taxes back. That was very nice of him. Cameron must know what he's getting back. So that's I know Cameron's not only donating that $200, he's getting me a fish sandwich that day.
Oh, he said he filed, so I'm sure he knows the exact.
Oh, he's already filed. Yeah, okay, yeah, get me a fish sandwich. Well, what is it? 1 hour 33. So yeah, we got 2 more minutes. A bar fight breaks out. Brock Lesnar gets pissed at the Barbarian, but Barbarian is in his prime. Brock is fucked.
Barbarian wins that easily.
Brock
because
is fucked.
He's a savage on top of everything. He'll bite your nose.
Yeah, if Barbarian is in his prime and he's pissed, they said the only one that can control Barbarian in a bar fight with his wife. Many times they would send 5, 6, 7 police officers to get Barbarian out of there, and they knew we're going to lose 7 officers.
And with Haku.
Yeah, and with Haku as well. And they said the only way you could get him out of a bad situation, his wife would be called down to go into the bar and drag him out by his ear because she's pissed that she had to go in there in her fucking nightgown to get him out. And they said his wife could get him out of there. But if you want to send 7 police officers, average 200-pound guys, to go take on him when he's drunk and mad, you're going to lose 7 officers. I don't advise you do it.
Yep.
You can shoot him, but you're going to make him mad, and then you're really going to get fucked. Then there's Scooby. They're a little gooby. And I even got a zebra-covered pillowcase for that big, long pillow that I've got. I hated the way it looked, so I put a zebra covered pillowcase on top of that giant pillow for $9. So, God damn, man, where did Kenny get $9 for a pillowcase? It was in the couch. I just dug in the crevices and got $9 in loose change. Yeah. I sent Scooby out to sell his body, is what I did.
It feels a little light, Scooby.
Yeah, that's a little light. You better get back out there, Scooby. You better get back out there, boy. Well, we have shamed all the people we can shame. We can't shame no more. 222 viewers exactly. And but if they ain't donating, they ain't helping. So what do you do? Mary, thank you for dropping in tonight, sweetie. It was so kind of you to do that. I'm glad I got to say so many nice things about you. If I know anybody about to get on Medicare, if you're still watching the show, I've got your personal information, and I will refer people to come directly to you, because you didn't have to take all that time with me today, but you did, and you explained everything. So like I said, even stupid people can understand it. And sometimes when it comes to what you had to read to me today, I qualify as a stupid person because I don't know that much about it. Just enough to know what sounds right and what don't. So not totally stupid.
Well, I tell people, just explain it like I'm 5 years old.
I can do the 20, but that will put me off the radar a bit. I just donated $100 to Knobs.
Why?
Well, see, if you'd only donated 80 to Knobs.
Yeah, I heard he's in bad condition.
I don't know what's up with him. I saw a little bit on it.
I just saw a picture of him in his hospital.
I did not know the Nasty Boys that well, and I do know he's got plenty of rich friends that ought to be able to help him.
Yeah.
David Martinez shouldn't have to send him $100, or me, or you. He's got a lot of rich fucking friends that if he's a good person and a decent person, and I don't know him, I can't say one way or the other. I don't know him.
I've heard things that are very consistent.
Yeah, but he's if he's a good person and a good decent person, not that should qualify whether you help somebody or not, but with a lot of people it does. And if somebody is known not to be that good of a person, it probably hurts when you try to raise money for them. I don't know anything about him, good or bad. I never worked with him. Jimmy did. I think Cornette worked with him.
But doesn't he got a buddy that just like released a whole beer line? And
yeah, I think so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's somebody out there that should have been able to cover Dave Martinez's $100, would be my guess. But no, he's got a lot of rich friends, because I saw the amount he's trying to raise. And I know that there's any of these rich people I'm thinking of could have covered that amount by themselves.
What is it?
He's asking for what half a Dutch Mantel got. You know, Dutch has got up to around 70,000. Oh, it might have peaked higher than that. Yeah, he was asking 35, I think. And I'm seeing a lot of small donations in there and some 500s, and but I can do that, and he may or may not get much of that money at all, because I know how that works sometimes. Rico was on a GoFundMe, and we raised him over 10 grand. And they tried to fuck him out of some of his money. So I didn't care for that, Yeah,
don't they take like a huge percentage?
There's a pretty good percentage comes out, and I wasn't overly thrilled with that.
Yeah.
So, I could have ran that charity myself and made sure he got every damn dime of it. Oh, Bolin would have pocketed. Yeah, I would have pocketed my friend's health money. That's what I would have done. It's the person I am. But yeah, he's got a lot of rich friends that would not miss that out of their bank account. And every $120 I raise here feeds a family of 4 for 30 days or longer. And that's why I do what I do here. I make a bigger impact doing this. And these people need help too. And a lot of times we don't help them, they go hungry. So that's why I do what I do here. And they don't have connections to Hulk Hogan and various other rich ass wrestlers that would not miss the 35,000 he's asking for. So if he's such a good guy and y'all care so much about him, rich motherfuckers, step up and help him. You have the money, and a lot of these people don't. And Dave just told me, yeah, I could donate 20, but it's going to run me tight. So it ran him tight to donate his 100 when there's people out there that won't miss the 35,000. That's the sad part about it. Dave and people like him should not be put in that position. Well, I know how rich friends are, but I also know that Chris Jericho was the first one to get on a plane, go to Rico's house, and help him raise a good chunk of that $10,000 that we raised. It might have got up to as much as 14,000.
He's usually
I've watched Jericho on some of these GoFundMe's. I've watched him donate $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 out of his own pocket to help a lot of these people. So, but yeah, I know how rich people are, but yeah, if you donate 100 and it puts you in a bad way, you should not be put in that position. Because he's got a shitload of rich friends that would not miss the 35 grand. And that's an editorial on me. Anybody wants to get mad at me about it, get mad at me. I would like to think if I got real bad off that there's a few rich friends of mine out there that would say, goddamn, well, we ain't going to let him die. You know, I've got 3 or 4 friends I can think right off the top of my head. And I'm not talking about Jimmy, that if I needed $35,000 to live would probably help. I hope. Maybe they won't. But if somebody alerted one of my 3 rich friends and said, hey, Kenny really needs help and we don't know who else to turn to, I'd like to think one of the 3 of them would be there. So I don't know. And it's like people saying, well, Elon Musk ain't going to fuck us over. He's got all the money in the world. Well, he wants the rest of the money in the world.
There's never enough money to a billion.
Never enough money. And I know people like that. Oh, there's not enough money in the world to make me happy. Well, you're never going to be happy. That's sad.
It's the game of the deals for them. Like, what can they get away with next?
I'm a deal maker. Yeah, you bankrupted 3 casinos and bankrupted 6 other businesses. You're a real deal maker. And you're about to bankrupt the country the rate you're going. All right, boss. Well, I'm going to take one last look, see if there's anybody in there that stepped up. And who knows, maybe after hours, somebody will step up and help us get to where we need to be. So I'll send out that appeal now. If Michigan Mike or Edge or John Paul or Good Chris, that's the only Chris we're talking to tonight. It's Good Chris. Here's this. Never mind. I'm just going to leave it alone.
I know where you're going.
I'm just going to leave it alone. But no, we certainly appreciate those of you that did donate tonight, issued your challenges and everything. Thank you, Patty, my old high school buddy out in Oldham County High. But no, Dave, if 20 is going to put you in a bad way, I'm not here to do that to any of you. For those of you that $20, I mean, yeah, if you got to skip a fucking Uber out meal, I'm gonna eat out 3 times this week, and 3 or 4 times are going to be free, and maybe the one that I'm going to with Cameron is going to be free because I'm going to make a phone call and offer them one of these slots up here that we have to advertise. I mean, that BS logo doesn't have to be there. Take that down and throw something else up there. Shout out to the sponsors. We do have. Shout out to Bear Nose, Carrabba's, which we're going to be maybe going back to very soon on our birthday. The Fish House, looking to go there again very, very soon. 2 Rivers Restaurant, McDonald's, and our new friends over at Arby's who have been very good to us. We were just there Friday.
Meats.
Just there they go. They got the meats all right. As a matter of fact, I had a Arby's roast beef wrap tonight with all the extra meat that was in my sandwich I brought home the other day. Because there's so much meat in it, I get like 3 meals out of the damn thing. And also got me one of those market fresh turkey sandwiches for the weekend, and they are amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So shout out to all of our good sponsors there. Most of them are not fake. That is amazing that because Coltrane, you might be smart enough to know this. There's apparently a lot of people aren't. If you put up somebody up here that says they're a sponsor of your show and they weren't, they could sue you for false representation.
Yeah, quickly. Yeah.
How long have these logos been up here?
At least 2 years. Some of them.
Yeah, pretty close to it, except Arby's, who's relatively new.
Yeah, I know.
And we just
has been up there a long time. Fish House.
No, wouldn't put me in a bad way. Just have a certain amount for charitable donations in my budget. Well, there you go. Well, you should have reached out to Hulk Hogan, told him to take that $100 burden off from you. So,
and a beer.
I have not put a limit on my charitable donations because I never know what people are going to need. Can I pay my bills? Am I going to have a roof over my head? Am I going to have electricity? And do I have enough food in the refrigerator to get me through the next 7 days? And that's kind of how I look at it. I wish I had put a limit sometimes. I'd be a lot more selfish than I am. So, all right. Well, thanks everybody for helping out. We're leaving with 208 people in the room, 1 hour, 45 minutes. That's not too bad. Most of you did not donate. Thank you so much. And until Thursday night at 9 p.m., give or take, probably 9:05, for the Coltrane going choo, choo, choo. I'm Kenny the Star Maker Bolin. And I did say a good day. I'll say it again. A good day.